All right, good morning. Good morning. This is Ty Best. Wednesday morning. I figured I'd make a quick 10 or 15 minute stream, 10 or 15 minute message to send out to everyone around the world who may have an interest because today is a pivotal day. Good morning, Miss Janine Hunter. Today is a pivotal day, so I wanted to make a quick message that could be sent out to people on the team and people who are not on the team all over the world to get them to plug in because we know today is special. Okay, we're here one day to 6 o'clock tonight. Of course, I believe 6 o'clock tonight we launch our Super Incentive Program, Super Dream Incentive Program that'll start today. Hey, Mr. Reen Childs, Veronica Carey Barrows, JT Senior, Miss Debbie Nixon. I mean, these folks up early in the morning. Hey, Shayola Benta, how you doing? Good morning. Good morning. So, I wanted to make a a quick message. Don Reed called "Wax On, Wax Off." Wax on, wax off. Okay, everyone's been talking about Karate Kid for some reason in the last week. Ontario Smalls sort of planted this in my brain because he used it to illustrate the importance of the XLT in the real estate and how you don't have to understand everything about it to get it. But I also, as he was expounded on that Sunday night in our big event, our main event, good morning, Miss Connie Dismute and Darren, good morning to you guys. My mind also went, but that's also apropos to what we're doing in Wealth Builders in general to build the GS Partners business, to build our business. And I've been thinking about it for like the last, of course, 24 hours. And I said I can do something very brief. Good morning, Vincent Muhammad. Assalamu alaikum, my brother. Good morning, Mr. Lee Hines. And good morning, Mr. Brian Battle. So I entitled this brief message. Only going to be about 10 minutes, okay? Because I'm really doing this as a kickoff for the day because we got a lot of stuff going on today. I call this Wax On, Wax Off. And the whole idea behind that whole movie, Alexander was actually talking about this morning too, so that helped me, inspire me this morning because that was one of the first videotape, actually, that Valerie and I ever owned. The first actual videotape that we ever owned. And Valerie might have watched that thing, 200 times. Because Valerie can be repetitive like that. She'll watch one movie over and over again. And we got our first VCR back in 1985, and that was our first videotape. And I'll never forget, we was living in Inglewood, California, and we watched that thing on how many times. Okay, but the whole message in that whole thing, and when Ontario Smalls brought it up on Sunday, in the training, it was about Miyagi teaching this young man the art of self-defense, karate, but he had to teach him in such a way he didn't know he was being taught, but he gave him instructions, and so the guy was desperate because he'd been bullied and beaten up by all these kids in high school. So he desperately listened. He listened out of desperation, and he followed instructions. He said, "You can teach me karate." He said, "Yes, I will." So he said, "Daniel-san," and he gave Daniel-san all these assignments to do around the house that didn't appear like they had anything to do with him learning karate at all. Wax on, wax off. Him doing all these drills and exercises and techniques, but Daniel's son didn't understand what he was having them do, but out of desperation, he did them. Now, let's see, can I relate this to what we're doing here in this network marketing concept? A lot of folks, most folks who come into this business, number one, they come into the business when their tail's on fire. They come into the business in a place of desperation. That's the truth. I would venture to say that 7% of people come into this business say, "I need to make some money. I need to make some money right now." Because most people wait until their tail's on fire before they decide to go after independence. They don't understand that they're not really going after independence. They're going after my house on fire. I need to make some money. My wife, Valerie, makes you rest in peace, says all the time, dig your well before you need the water. That's not what most people do. You got some exceptions. Like we got an exception here, like now, Brian Battle. Brian, I'm picking on you, Brian, since you're on the call. Brian Battle has a well-positioned himself in corporate America. I mean, literally, he would be what you call an exception. He was like my wife and I in many ways 30 years ago. You can't even understand why Brian Battle, for most people, they had Brian Battle's income, his job, his position, and his credibility and skill set, they wouldn't even look at this industry. They wouldn't even look at it because they were so comfortable in what they're doing income-wise. They got all the attributes, all the epitome of success. They look successful in every way. They got the cars, they got the home, they got the status. I mean, when they tell people what they do, people go, oh my God, you got a great job. And people in awe, so they won't even look at what we're doing. Brian Battle's that exception. But most people not like him. Most people come in, their rent's behind, their mortgage behind, their condo's behind. They can't stand their job. They just got laid off. And in many ways, many people still see our business as that kind of business that you do that as a last resort. You do network marketing when you're desperate. Okay? Not true. The time to do it is when you don't need it. In 1983, when I saw this business, I didn't need it. I'm not going to go into my story. I want to stay with wax on, wax off. But my point in saying this is that most people come into the business, they come in a desperate place. They come in wanting results and want results now. Now, here's the difference between Daniel's son and the adults that come into the network marketing profession. Daniel's son was desperate and young enough to just follow what Mr. Miyagi told him to do. And he did it. And therefore, he excelled after he'd done what Mr. Miyagi told him to do. Now, we bring adults in here and we say we have a system. It's wax on, wax off. But the adults we bring in, they say, you need to explain what wax on and wax off mean to me. You need to explain why I need to plug in. You need to explain all the things I need to do. Explain to me every single step I'm taking. And it slows down the duplication. It slows down the process and it slows down the learning curve. If we could get people to understand, good morning, Daniel Higgins, that wax on and wax off applies here even more so, but we can't make adults do that. But those folks who finally come in at a place where they're ready to listen to the instructor or listen to the guys to say, look, I'm going to ask you some things that you may not even understand why you are doing them. But however, if you will just do those things, your life will change financially very, very quickly. But if you want to stop and analyze and understand how all these things come together, why all these pieces work, you're just slowing down your income and slowing down the process. Okay? Now, tonight on the Freedom Call, I'm doing a talk called the 90-Day Fanatic. Fast track to $100,000. Fast track to $100,000. That's a wax on, wax off kind of talk. But here's what I'm saying to you. Coming to the ministry, we say, what do? We say gas up. We're trying to simplify the process. We say gas up. What does gas up mean? Simple. Step one, get a package. Boom. Everybody can do that. If they do that without 2 hours of questioning, speeds up the process. Step two, start to acquire all the G999 you can. If they do that without a lot of questioning, we didn't ask how much money you have. We didn't give you a quota. We didn't give you this is the mandatory amount. We said acquire all the G999 XLT you can. You figure out your budget. You figure out your money. That part figure out. Now, while you do it, you'll learn that when you plug in. And then step 3 says share with everybody you know. I like to say now invite everybody you can into the program. That's gas up. They said, well, how do I learn where we're going? Plug in. You're not going to learn by having a sit-down talk with me for an hour or sit down talk with Mr. Delco or some of the leaders of the program for an hour. You're not going to learn what we're doing here in an hour. That's why wax on, wax off is so important, because you're not going to learn it. It's going to come to you gradually as you plug in and start learning more and more and more. Plug in. Okay? Sign up. Make sure you're in the Telegram group so you get the information that's coming all the time. Why I got to do that? Because that's how we communicate. 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, you're being updated if you already in a Telegram group. Get yourself enrolled with our Wealth Builders Worldwide.info. Make sure you have it so all the information on the page so you now have access to all the training 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, all the videos and stuff we're doing, all the Zooms and things we're doing, back to all the training for all the years we've done, all the stuff that's going to develop that millionaire mentality over time, and you're learning and growing at your own pace. Wax on, wax off. Well, why I got to plug in? Because we said what? We said what? Plug in. You say, well, I don't understand what that's doing. I know you don't. But it may take me months to explain it to you. I could tell you about it in an hour what it does, but you won't believe it. You got to step out on faith and believe. You wax on and wax off, and you plug in every single day and get your team to plug into this system. You're going to do more than you'll ever do by yourself. So we have people who are, the challenge also is to have people who are succeeding to some degree without plugging in. The question to always ask yourself, well, wait a minute now. If I get to $5,000 a month and I haven't fully plugged in, what would I be if I plugged in and got my entire team to buy into the system? Would I be at 10 or 15 grand a month? That's the $1 million question. That a lot of times people come in and say, man, I made $3 grand, $4 grand my first month without plugging in, without being on the power call, without being in the Zoom, without going to the huddles. That's right. You did. But the question, the $1 million question is, would you have made more if you had plugged in and got all your people to plug in? When Mr. Delk and I got started as business partners over 8 years ago, we went through some of this. And it's just Mr. Delk, okay, all these things have a purpose. All these things we're doing have a reason. I'm going to try to explain them to you as we grow. But in the meantime, let's just run and plug them in to all the things we're talking about. Get people to read books. Get people to plug in the audio. Get people to listen to motivational things. All those things will grow people from where they are to where they want to be. Most of us come into business, we are not in a personal development state where we need to be at 10 grand a month as independent, or be at 20 grand a month or 30 grand a month. That's a growth process in itself, where I can take a whole semester and try to teach it to you. Then you can go apply it, or you can say, you know what? Wax on, wax off, wax on, wax off. Just plug in and do the things we recommend. Read that 10 to 15 minute state. Get on a power call every single chance you get. I understand. And by the way, you don't have to explain why you can't make it when you can't be there. You the CEO of your own company. When we say plug in everything you can, it means everything you can. 8 o'clock this morning, class in session. Brother Eric Teray, Team Believe on YouTube channel. Get there. Believe TV, YouTube channel. Get there. If you can. Okay, the information he shares in that morning, and not that he shares, that Earl Nightingale shares, that Jim Rohn shares, that Joe Osteen shares, that Minister Farrakhan shares, all these powerful teachers from the last 100 years, he features them almost every morning, Monday through Saturday. Okay, you will benefit from being there, and your team will benefit from being there. Then you have a 9:15 huddle, same thing. Go to that huddle. Okay, everybody's invited to the huddle, regardless of whose team you're on. So you understand, if you understand the GS Partners compensation plan, we all benefit from everybody growing. I want everyone on the team to become an ambassador. Everyone. Okay? Because as you're an ambassador, you understand, you picking up income from everything. Everybody succeeds in this program. Everybody succeeds. But we speed up the process when we come in with faith and submit ourselves to what? Wax on, wax off. That power call don't do anything for me. I know. You keep going and keep encouraging people to go. It may not do anything for you, but it'll do something for them. I don't understand why I get on the huddle. Man, I get on the huddle and people tell me how their dog died and their cat died and their mama's sick, and it's just not the best use of my time. I know. It's not. But the huddle is almost like a group therapy session. Because for a lot of us, we need to talk this thing out. Why do we have such anxiety about money, about making money, about chasing our dreams? Why do we have to deal with this emotional thing? We realize, wait a minute, my family and friends don't respect me. I tell them I got a great opportunity and they won't even listen to what I say. We got to talk that stuff through. That's what all these independent huddles about, the Breakfast Club, the huddles about, the family thing that Deborah Nixon and Brother Consu do on Sunday with Braden Colden. I'm telling you, man, all these things are a part of the business. They don't make sense to you because you're getting in because this is not business as usual. This truly is, if you want to succeed and succeed fast, you got to accept this is truly is wax on, wax off. Okay? And the sooner you can accept that, the faster you're going to succeed. The sooner you stop questioning everything, get a package. What package? Anyone you want. You know what we say? Any package you want. Get a package now. What coins you get? G99. What do we do here? We get paid in Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Tether to promote G99. Okay, what I do next? Drive everybody to the realmoney.info. Well, I got to vet my people. I got to make a list. I got to sort my people through. I got to see my people. No, that's not what we asked you to do. We say at 9 o'clock, 12 o'clock every day, and 9 o'clock every night, drive people to those presentations. But I don't know how to explain it. You don't have to know how to explain it. Wax on, wax off. But what if they ask me some questions? Wax on, wax off. Say, I don't know. Plug in at 9 o'clock, find out. We answer questions pretty much at the end of every presentation. But people come in all the time, and they go to Miyagi and say, Miyagi, you want me to wax this car. I don't understand what they got to do with me doing karate. And see, if Daniel-san had done all that with Miyagi, you know what Miyagi would have done? Daniel-san, go back to school and get beat up by the bullets. I ain't got time for you. But we come in love. We're going to embrace people and let them come in and ask all the questions. And we try to answer all their questions. And we do. And we love them. And we all that kind of stuff. And but it slows down the process. Okay? The average person understands cryptocurrency. Why I'm so excited about where my cryptocurrency books go. Okay, my cryptocurrency magazine. Because, man, this right here cuts the learning curve. So one thing me to tell you about cryptocurrency in my own language, you get this magazine in people's hands, then they understand. They're going to learn more about cryptocurrency in 1 hour reading this magazine than any conversation we can have for a couple months. And it also is credibility. Some about when people see stuff in print and in writing, it makes it believable to them. Like when they see stuff on TV, it makes it real. When they see stuff in writing, it makes it real. Okay? So this is really what my brief stream was all about. We said what? What's the number one thing for that to do? Is gotta get a dream. I already know what I want. No, they don't. The average person don't have a dream. I mean, a real genuine dream. I listened to Earl Nightingale. I'm cranked up already this morning. I listened to Earl Nightingale 6 o'clock this morning. He said, look, you gotta know, you gotta have a port that you are selling to. You can't sell to 3 ports at one time. The ship won't get there. If you go to a ship's navigating system and say, I want to go to Jamaica, I want to go to Trinidad, and I'm also going over to Puerto Vallarta. And you can't go to all 3 at one time. The ship is sort of all confused. This is the way most people are. They're trying to go to too many places at one time. You got to hone that thing and say, I want to go to Jamaica first. That's the way your brain works too. You got to identify the thing. That's why I said, what's your dream? What's that dream you got in mind? What's that thing you want? And when you identify the thing you want, then the brain starts navigating, start directing you to do the things that would take you to that thing, that magnificent purpose, whatever it is. That's another wax on, wax off concept. Doesn't make sense to you. This is why most people wander in generalities, because they never sit down and say, what do I want out of life? What do I want life to give me? Where am I going? What am I after? Okay? I love that concept. Wax on, wax off. Step out on faith, folks, and say later, you know what? So far, I'm 25, 35, 45 years old. Here's a guy, been in the industry 30 years. That's me. Okay? I'm Mr. Miyagi. I'm not saying I got all the answers, but I can talk about freedom. I'm not saying I'm a mega billionaire, but I can talk about freedom. Because I've been free for 26 years. My wife been free for 30-some years. My 36-year-old son has never applied for a job. Neither has my 21-year-old son. And we ain't thinking about getting one. My mother's now has been free for 20-some years as a result as well. So we can talk about freedom. Okay, I can be Mr. Miyagi when you talk about wanting to get free. And when you talk about wanting to build your network, I built 3 over 100,000 people. And this one right here, GS Potters, has over 40,000 people on our team. I can talk about that. I can say I'm Miyagi on that one. You need to wax on and wax off and be quiet. Okay? I'm not saying you can't have some creativity. Do your own thing. Come up with some ideas. Man, believe me, the power call was not my idea. Okay, the huddles, not my idea. The stuff that Eric Teray is bringing to the program with the huddles and the work sessions with the people doing calls, man, that stuff is killing. It's rolling. Okay, I'm telling you. So that's not what I'm saying. But the fundamental stuff: get a dream, follow the map, make a list, call those people, drive them to the 12 o'clock, drive them to the 9 o'clock, get them plugged into the system. That's the Miyagi stuff I'm talking about. That's wax on, wax off. Man, I'm so excited about what's going on. And now when this incentive gets launched and get kicked off today here at 6 o'clock, man, you need to buckle up. And tonight, this is the warm up. Tonight at 10 o'clock, the 90-day fanatic. Because what I'm going to be talking about is how to become a 90-day fanatic. Not a fanatic for the rest of your life. I'm going to be talking about how to be a 90-day fanatic. Good morning, folks. This is Ty Best. Wake you up early in the morning saying, what? Wax on, wax off. Take Mr. Miyagi's lesson and let's go make this thing happen. Dream big and don't let anyone steal your dream. Ahoo!